Well, GoPro died, but we just pulled up these two Macs on bottom. Alec got his on a dead sardine, and I got one on a perch. I've been trying to catch a slot snook for you guys, but it was not happening. People are catching a bunch of short snook. We're at the pier, we're at Juno, and so this is what it's gonna be. If I do a catch and cook, it's gonna have to be these mackerel, and these are Spanish mackerel, 12 inches to the fork. They're actually very tasty. It's one of those fish that a lot of people turn their nose to again, but they are very good, and they actually look like a little kingfish, if you guys can tell, just like that. They got the same kind of profile body, and if you guys aren't familiar, not from Florida, these are pretty much here year-round, but mostly around in the springtime and wintertime. All right, guys, it was kind of a slow day out here. Try to get a slot snook for you and do a catch and cook with that. Once again, I am at Juno Pier, and but did catch one mackerel and got 4 others donated to me, or 3 others donated to me, and you guys have not seen a Spanish mackerel catch and cook on this channel yet, so I'm gonna do one of those. I'm gonna cook them up tomorrow, but I'm gonna go ahead and fillet these, and you guys get to watch. There's the first fillet on the first fish. And as you can see, that's a very good fillet job right there. I barely missed any meat. And I am going to take the skin off these guys. And Spanish mackerel, like many other fish that people throw back, is actually a very good eating fish, especially on that first or second day. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet tomorrow as far as the recipe goes, but I will definitely be cooking it. Mackerel is one of those things that is actually kind of hard to skin. They have a very thin layer of skin, and it's hard to get your knife in between the skin and the flesh. It tends to pierce through the skin, and you end up with patches like this, especially if you don't have that sharp of a knife, which my knife isn't bad, but could get a little bit sharper. Alright, and the reason that this mackerel is actually missing its belly right here is when we're at the pier, one of the best snook baits you guys can actually use is mackerel belly. So I went ahead and stripped this guy out and took his belly out, and Ryan actually caught a short snook on him. That's why this mackerel looks a little funny. We are about to leave, and like I said, I think I'm losing my voice because it just sounds horrible, but there are the mackerel fillets, and they're certainly not a mutton, but they look pretty good. They look like a little yellowtail. They're not gray. They're kind of like a yellowish, whitish color. But you guys will see tomorrow that the fish is gonna come out very good. I still have not decided how I'm gonna cook it, but I'll see you in the kitchen. All right, guys, Victor here, and I'm back in the kitchen. And excuse me, but my voice is gone. I don't know what happened to it. I lost it yesterday at the pier, but we're back in the kitchen, and I'm very excited because I'm gonna make a very good recipe today. We're making the Spanish mackerel from yesterday that we caught at the pier, and I don't have any footage of me actually catching it because my GoPro died, but we're gonna make that with a lemon caper sauce, also known as a piccata, like if you ever had chicken piccata in a restaurant before. So I'm gonna do that, and I actually have some spinach right here too. I'm gonna do a garlic spinach, just saute that. And we're gonna make it with some linguine. It's gonna be delicious, so make sure you stick around because this is gonna be another one of those killer recipes. And first things first, normally you guys see me starting out with my side dish, but I'm actually starting out with the fish first. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I try not to expose my fish to any fresh water before I go to cook them. So this is the first time they are gonna be seeing fresh water, and I'm gonna rinse off my mackerel fillets right now. And if you guys see, let's focus in real quick. But these mackerel fillets actually look really good. The meat on them, it's pretty firm. It resembles that of a snapper. And give it a smell check. It is not fishy at all. After I give these guys a quick rinse in some fresh water, I'm going to put them on a paper towel because I am going to dredge these in some flour, and I want to make sure that they are dry for that flour bath. And it's amazing, this mackerel actually changed color. It was a lot yellower. Even had a little bit of a gray tint yesterday, but today it's just looking really good. It's very whitish. Okay, so as you see, those fillets are actually very beautiful. You could definitely not tell that these are mackerel fillets if you went and got these in the store. They look really good. And I'm just gonna take another paper towel And I'm going to blot these dry from the top because like I said, I want them in flour. I want to make sure I get all the water off. All right, so now for my flour mixture, I'm just using all-purpose flour and probably gonna put in half a cup, between a quarter and half a cup of flour in here. Should be enough to cover my fillets. And I'm also going to season my flour a little bit with some garlic powder. Definitely a must for the kitchen. I love garlic powder. Garlic powder, some black pepper, and definitely never forget the salt. Salt makes or breaks a dish. And just take a fork, go ahead and mix that up real fast. And seasoning your flours, you know, it's a good way to season your fish because it tends to stick to your fish more as opposed to just dumping it right on, especially because that flour will get that nice brown coat, especially when you pan fry it like we are going to do today. And it saves you a step in having to go ahead and season your fish directly. You can indirectly season it by seasoning your flour. These are coated in flour. Now it's time to turn the pan on. I got my pan right here and I'm gonna do medium high heat and going to do about a tablespoon probably of olive oil. Tablespoon of olive oil, maybe 1 tablespoon of butter because this is just to fry the fish itself. It is not to make the sauce because there will be a sauce involved later with some white wine and stuff. But right now we just want to fry our fish and we are going to set them aside. So I got some butter here. I'm going to do a tablespoon of butter. Now the sauce for my fish as well as the spinach is going to get a good amount of garlic. So I'm going to use about half of a head of garlic. And I'm going to take the skins off of the garlic first. And I set this to the side because my oil and butter are definitely hot enough. And my fish is gonna go in a nice bath. Kind of bath that we all like. Definitely gonna have to do this in 2 batches too because I have too much fish for that pan. Now since these are thinner fillets, no more than 2 to 3 minutes on each side and they will get a nice little golden brown color, not too much. Second batch is ready to come off. 1 more tablespoon of olive oil. And we'll let that heat up. We're gonna come over here and this is the garlic that I peeled the skin off of. I just picked up one of these things as a garlic press. I don't know why I haven't had one all these years, but good tool for the kitchen because it makes your garlic squishing needs very easy. All you do is you put it in this little pocket right here and you just press just like that. And I'm gonna get a little bowl to put my garlic in. That way you don't have to cut your garlic and you just keep putting them in and just keep squishing it. And it's fun to do. It's actually a lot of fun to do. Okay, so here is the new 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm just gonna take a pinch full of garlic just like this because the remainder of the garlic is gonna go into our spinach. And I'm just gonna cook that down, get our oil nice and garlicky, and cook this very fast because otherwise it will burn. And then I'm going to put in a 1/4 cup of, actually half of a cup of white wine. Just half a cup of white wine, maybe a little bit more. And so I deglazed the pan. I got all that nice brown, those brown bits of fish off of the pan, got all that nice oil and butter. And I just realized I say nice a lot. I need to find a new word to describe things. We need a new adjective. You guys comment below what we should call stuff from now on because nice is it's just getting too old. As my white wine mixture is reducing, I want that volume to reduce by half. I put in 2 tablespoons of olive oil into a very big pot right here on medium heat. What we're gonna do with that is the remainder of our garlic. I'm gonna put this in once it's hot enough. Then we are going to put our tasty spinach in there, reduce the heat to low, let it simmer, let it wilt down, and we're gonna have a very good garlic spinach to eat as our side dish. I forgot to mention, since I did take my fish out to keep them warm, I'm just gonna put it in the microwave. Or not. The microwave is full. We're just gonna put it in the oven right here, just so it stays warm, or as warm as possible. And I completely forgot to put my water to boil because this is gonna be for our linguine, and I probably should have done this a while ago, but that goes to show you my time management skills in the kitchen. But I think this guy is probably close enough to be ready for the garlic. So let's go ahead and dump that in there. And it's ready, it's sizzling. Sight right there. I'm gonna reduce the heat to low because my garlic is already getting brown. I'm gonna dump my spinach in there. And spinach will shrink a lot, so that is why I went ahead and bought 2 bags. 2 bags might seem excessive, but for 4 people, honestly, you could even do 3 bags because spinach just shrinks so much. Our wine mixture has dwindled down a lot, so I'm going to add more olive oil. Let this guy heat up. Now I'm going to show you a cool little trick on how to make your dish look a lot more gourmet than it actually is. And like I said, the more aesthetically pleasing you can make your dish look, I think the better it's going to taste. So cut your lemon slices into really thin slices. And we're actually going to cook these up. Going to let out some juice into our sauce, the saucepan that has the olive oil in it. And I'm also going to take the juice of 1 lemon. But if you caramelize these a little bit, I don't even know if that's the right word, but just cook these down until they get brown, and then you serve that on top of your fish. Everyone's gonna think you're Emerald Lagasse because it just looks too good not to do. And for something that takes literally a minute, I don't know why you wouldn't do it. I also forgot to season the spinach a little bit, so same thing, garlic powder. It's gonna be salt and pepper. Now yesterday I was at Juno Pier, like I said, guys, and Juno Pier has a lot of memories for me, and that's one of the first piers that I learned how to fish. That's where I made a lot of friends, including one of the people you guys saw in the video, Ryan, Juno Ryan, one of my best friends. And you know, growing up on piers, you meet so many people, and it I don't know how to describe it. It's just a good place to hang out. There's so many times where you go offshore and you're kind of bummed out because you had a bad day. But just like the pier, as long as you're in good company, it's never a bad day. And the pier was just one of those places where it was cool to hang out. I can't tell you how many times I went out there just to hang out. But Juno is one of those piers where, if you guys are not familiar with fishing, snook, one of our most prized game fish, is about to go off at Juno. And these big breeder female snook are about to be stacked at the pier. And I have caught my fair share of these big fish at the pier. Also forgot that I got some Parmesan cheese that I need to grate, so I'm gonna get on that since I'm still waiting for my water to boil because that is taking way too long. Should have done. And there's nothing like freshly grated cheese from a block. Cheese from a block just tastes so much better, crisper, fresher than the already grated cheese. I'm gonna be using linguine as the pasta for my dish, but you can use angel hair, spaghetti, whatever you like. I like linguine just because it doesn't stick together as much as angel hair. And every time I make angel hair, I tend to mess it up and it just gets stuck together. But here's a cool little trick that my girlfriend Brooke actually taught me. And you take your pasta box, go like this, and break all your pasta in half. That way you don't have to have those giant winding pasta pieces when you go to eat it. And you can actually break your box in half just like that, and then you pour it straight into your water. One of the last things for a sauce is 7 tablespoons of butter, or basically a whole stick. And I know that seems like a lot, but this is for 4 people, and this is probably going to be 2 meals, so it really is not that much. Now also, to get more sauce into our saucepan, I'm going to take a ladle full or 2 of that good starchy pasta water. Put that in there. Probably do 2. I'm gonna make the very last thing for our sauce, for our piccata, our capers. And don't want to put in all of the juice because it is very sour. So I'll put in about half the juice and maybe half of the capers. Depends on how much your family likes capers. Actually, you know what? We'll do all of the capers, because capers are something you can just push aside if you don't like them. Pasta is done al dente. Strain it. So how good does that look right there? These are the capers, the lemons, the fish, the linguine. Here is the spinach. Just simple, you know, garlic, sauteed spinach. So Grandma and I are about to have lunch, and I will actually film myself eating it because a lot of people requested they want to see it actually being eaten to make sure that I'm not trying to poison you guys and that food actually tastes good. So I will go ahead and show you guys that right now. Cheese. And we also, here is the freshly grated Parmesan cheese. You take the first bite, you let me know. Everyone wants to see if it actually tastes good. Good?
The fish is very good.
Very good? Yeah?
Not fishy.
No. You guys, I'm serious, listen. My grandma just moved to Florida from New Jersey, and she hated fish her entire life. Does not like it, thought everything was fishy. And how many things have I cooked for you now, and you liked everything?
I don't hate fish. I can eat it.
She doesn't.
Bad smell.
Yeah, she thought that the fishy fish smelled, but this is Spanish mackerel, and a lot of people will throw Spanish mackerel back. Spanish mackerel is actually very good. It's good, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's just like flounder or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she likes it. I'm about to dig in. Let's see how this bite goes. Bon appetit, guys. Very, very good.
Very good.
The fish is very good. I can't say anything bad about the fish. Just the right amount of capers. It was cooked definitely good enough. It's not dry at all. Now let's go ahead and taste the pasta. Make sure that the sauce is still good.
It's very good. Everything
Delicious,
together.
guys. Seriously, try this out. If you actually want me to start posting the recipes of what I do step by step, let me know in the comment section below. Because otherwise, I think that this video style is pretty cool. That way you guys can see actually step by step. And this is a very easy recipe to do. Not a lot of ingredients. You can use a bunch of different types of fish. I mean, any of the Florida fishes we have, you could do with grouper, snapper, mahi, flounder, anything really. It's a fairly light dish, unless you go heavy on the butter like I did, but very good. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up if you guys like this video. And until that next video, stay salty, my friends.